Let's be real. Have you ever been in the middle of a really tense argument and just wished you could hit a do-over button? A way to rewind just 30 seconds and turn that moment of conflict into a moment of connection? Well, today we're going to dive into exactly that, the art of the do-over, and how we can actually find it when we need it the most.
I mean, it's a question we've all asked ourselves, right? 1 minute, everything's fine. You're just talking about a project or what to have for dinner, and the next thing you know, voices are getting louder, feelings are hurt, maybe a door even gets slammed. So what is actually going on there? How do things get so heated so fast?
When you boil it right down, so much of our daily conflict looks exactly like this. It's this super frustrating dynamic. On one side, you've got your plan, your idea, your way of seeing things. And on the other side, bam, you hit a brick wall. Their resistance. And it's that clash right there that so often lights the fuse.
All right, to really get this, we're going to look at a super simple story. It takes place in a 6th grade classroom, but trust me, it holds a surprisingly powerful lesson for every single one of us. Okay, so meet Micah. He's one of those kids who's organized, he actually enjoys group projects, and he is ready to go. His partner, though, is Nate. And Nate, well, he is not on the same page at all. You can already see it, can't you? That classic my plan versus their resistance setup just taking shape.
And then it happens. 4 little words from Nate. That's the trigger. Now for Micah, who loves this stuff, this isn't just a comment about a school project. No way. This feels personal. It feels like a total rejection of his effort and his enthusiasm.
And just like that, we've hit the boiling point. Micah's frustration just completely takes over, and all the words disappear, replaced by the sound of a slammed door. That sound, that's the sound of communication completely shutting down. It's over.
I mean, just think about how fast that all happened. We went from starting a simple project to a full-blown outburst in, a few minutes? It just goes to show you, without some kind of circuit breaker, conflict doesn't walk, it sprints. Things can get totally out of control before you even realize what hit you.
But what if someone actually hits the pause button? This is the absolute turning point. This is the moment where the entire story pivots away from conflict and starts moving toward a resolution. Let's see how it unfolds.
And here it is. The teacher steps in, and this changes everything. She doesn't just separate them or yell at them. She gives them a tool. This cool-down break isn't a punishment. It's an opportunity. It's a chance to stop reacting on pure emotion and actually start thinking.
That little bit of space is so important because it allows Micah to use this kind of superpower we all have but often forget in the heat of the moment: perspective. Yeah, we hear that word all the time, right? But it's really just about stepping outside of your own head for a second and genuinely trying to see the world from where someone else is standing.
And you can literally see Micah's mind shifting right here. He goes from what I saw, which was just Nate being difficult, a roadblock, to what I didn't see. He starts to wonder, wait a minute, maybe Nate's having a bad day. Maybe something else is going on. Maybe this isn't even about me. That shift, that one little shift, changes absolutely everything.
So, okay, Micah's had this big internal realization. But that's just step 1, isn't it? Now he has to actually do something with it. And this is where the story introduces another really cool idea, one that's borrowed from the world of writing. When you hear the word revise, you probably think about an English paper, right? Fixing some commas, swapping out a word. But what if we applied that exact same idea to our conversations, to our relationships? What if you could revise a moment that went totally wrong by improving not just your plan, but your entire attitude?
And check this out, Micah doesn't just run back in and start talking, he follows this really clear 3-step process. First, he revises his thoughts about Nate. That change in thinking leads to a revised, more open attitude. And only after he's fixed his own mindset does he try to revise the plan. The order here is so key.
And all that internal work, it all comes down to this one simple, powerful moment. It's not some long, complicated apology. It's direct, it's honest, he takes ownership, I overreacted, and then he opens the door for that do-over. Want to try again? I mean, that question might just be one of the most powerful phrases in the world for fixing things. Okay, so it's a great story about a couple of kids, but what's the big lesson here for us? Let's zoom out now and really pull out the universal tools that we can all take away from this.
Here it is. This is the toolkit.
And this isn't just for sixth graders, this is for all of us in any conflict. Take a break, ask yourself, what am I not seeing here? Genuinely consider their perspective. And remember that crucial order: revise your attitude before you revise the plan. And finally, offer that simple do-over. These are the nuts and bolts of turning a fight into a real connection.
You know, when you really get down to it, all of this points to the deepest lesson in the whole story. Think about it. The slammed door and the simple apology. They both came from the exact same person. The situation didn't change, but something inside of Micah did. And it brings us to this profound quote: "Your heart is where your words begin." It's such a powerful reminder that our communication problems often aren't really word problems at all, are they? They're heart problems.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. Think about your own life. We all have those conversations that just went sideways. What's one conversation that could use a revision? What might it look like to be the one to take a breath, shift your perspective, and offer a simple, heartfelt, "Hey, want to try again?"